What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Limitless Podcast.
What's good, y'all?
Okay,
I had to get my energy right.
I had a brain fart for a second. So, three topics we'll be discussing today: the Draymond Green situation, transfer portal, and how it affects high school athletes.
Because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, because it's only going to get worse. Even with some regulations and things like that, it's still only going to get worse. And our last topic, which I am very, very,
that's why we saved it for last.
Very, very
adamant
about, because I feel like it was utterly pointless for this person to take it there.
Oh yeah,
but we'll get to that. Always remember, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you can.
Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate our new subscriber. We hope that you like our content, and guys, share it. So
they hasn't want our content, you know.
With that being said, let's get to it.
Yeah, let's go.
Draymond Green. I know you was doing the reading on it. So what? Yeah. So
right now, he's suspended indefinitely. If you haven't been keeping track of what's been going on, he initially got suspended because of the whole choking Rudy Gobert situation, because of the altercation that will happen between the Warriors and the Timberwolves some weeks ago. And then I want to say it wasn't his first game back. It was maybe like his second or third game back. He had this altercation with Jurkic.
All right, we're good.
From the Suns.
Yes.
And he tried to say that, I didn't intentionally hit him, but when you look at the video, bruh, come on now.
But I think that's where I'm like, he's dug himself so far in a hole to where hypothetically, even if that was true,
everything that we've seen thus far throughout your career
tells us that that's false.
Tells us that what you did was intentional.
Like the little boy that cried wolf. Like, I can't believe you at this point. Even if it is true, bro.
I can't
believe you at this point.
The video is just so damning.
Yes.
Because...
And I can't remember the person, but shout out to the one content creator that put together all of Draymond Green's antics.
Yo, because that was wild.
That was wild, and I very much appreciate that. But that didn't help his case, because when you go and you look at this clip,
everything together, it looks so bad.
So bad.
It looks so bad.
It's so bad.
I was just like, buddy screwed.
Yeah, and I mean, if you are in your, let me see, if you are late 20s and older, then you know how the NBA was played prior to the way it is played now. That type of stuff we saw on a regular. Yeah, you saw guys getting punched. Like
we saw what a hard foul.
Yeah, we saw what a hard foul truly was. You saw niggas getting kicked. You saw all of these things. You saw headlocks regularly. Like, you saw all of this, and it was before my time, but I went back and I watched the highlights, and I talked to some of my mentors and things like that about the bad boy Pistons.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's how it was played. Like, even Larry Bird and all them, Magic Johnson, like, bruh, you flat out got punched in the face. So,
yes, I agree. And my question then is, so we're not here to argue whether he intentionally did what he did or mistakenly did what he did, or whatever. Because it happened.
It happened. Yeah, it happened.
What I think would be a more valued conversation is, how do you think it was right for the NBA to suspend him indefinitely? And I feel like this is where a great bulk of the conversation will come out. Come from.
No.
Okay.
I don't feel like he should have been suspended indefinitely.
Okay.
Because he's gone. And
it's such a loose and ambiguous term.
It is because you're telling me that he's suspended indefinitely. So is he suspended for it? It may sound dumb, but is he suspended for the entire remaining of this season? Is he suspended in period? Like, is he not coming back at all? Like, I need some more, and I think that's why they left it as indefinitely.
And I think that's why people don't like the ambiguity about indefinitely,
because you don't know. Because you don't know. Versus, okay, he's suspended for the remainder of this season. Yeah, it's like, okay, or he's suspended for this season and next season, or he's suspended for the next 20 games, whatever.
I honestly think. Well, before I go into what I think will happen, me personally, I'm in the camp where the NBA made the right decision. Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because when you look at, and once again, whoever the content creator was that made it.
It was an awesome video.
When you look at everything in its entirety, like, bro, like, it'll be one thing if it was a one-off situation. Yeah, but you habitually.
It's been consistent over the past few seasons. It's probably actually gotten worse over the past few seasons.
Yeah, like, and you're just horrible at hiding it.
Yeah, you are, because everybody is looking for it.
Yeah, and so with there being like a history of this, and then the fact that you just came back off suspension for doing the exact same thing,
from choking Rudy. Yeah,
like, bro, like, you haven't learned your lesson.
So slight. We're gonna veer off for just a quick second with the Rudy situation, because I know we talked about this the other day. Yeah. With the Rudy situation, and that being just that essentially being a somewhat of a brawl between the two teams. Yeah, I don't think he was wrong for that. And the only reason why I say that is because, like I said before, when I gave you the example, if me and you are in a mix with some other guys, and I see that go on or you see that go on, our natural reaction, whether the guy is actually involved in the fight or he's, collateral damage in there, you gonna go and grab him. I'm going to go and grab him.
So I agree with in a certain sense, because
you better.
In the heat of the moment,
you should have been like, get away from the fire.
Yeah, like, in the heat of the moment, like, I'm about to do whatever I got to do to make sure that you're good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it got to the point where, like, Rudy had his hands up, like, yo, like, I'm not doing anything.
Submission. He was in submission,
and Draymond was like, oh no, this is my chance. Like, I'm about to crank on you.
You think he been practicing that? You think he was practicing it,
bro? It was smooth. There was like two things evident with that. It was like, one, this was Draymond's chance to say, "Oh, I can do what I want to do." Yeah. And two, it was completely evident that nobody likes Rudy.
True,
completely evident.
Because he got one dude did come to his aid and
where was Cat at? The other biggest dude on the court. Where's Cat at? Like, come on now. Man, whatever. But
I just had to bring that part up.
So, like, I can agree with that aspect in the heat of the moment when it first happened. Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, because you don't know what's going on.
You just see somebody standing there. You see your boy potentially about to get jumped,
and then, but when your boy is free and clear, like,
let him go.
Like, Rudy does not have grasp of clay anymore. Let him go. You know what I'm saying?
He did. He didn't. And so, if you hadn't watched the clip, he did not let him go.
Man, I honestly feel like, and I haven't heard anybody else, and this may be a stretch, but I haven't heard anybody else say this. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at it through the lens of John Morant and Draymond. Yeah. Okay, so John Morant, he did what he did. He got in trouble twice for the same thing. Yeah, right. With
and
the
then
gun
he
situation.
had some off court stuff too.
Yeah. And so he got suspended, what, 25?
25 games, I believe.
25 games, right?
Yeah, and completely gone from the facilities. He couldn't be on,
with Draymond, though, I see it in the same light that of, okay, you did it once, now you did it again. Mm-hmm. it's hard for me to see that it's going to be over 25 games.
I don't think it's going to be over 25 games. And I mean, I get that comparison as far as you did it once, you did it twice, and now you got to suffer the consequence for it. The only reason why I will kind of still keep them separate is simply because Ja's situation involved a gun and brandishing it on social media.
And that's honestly why I don't think it'll be more than 25.
Yeah, because it essentially it can't be more than 25 because what Ja did, even though he didn't put his hands physically on anybody, to me what he did is worse because you're an influence. You're an influence, and people are gonna be like, oh, well, violence is violence. Yes and no. You're potentially promoting literally gun violence on social media, and at the end of the day, what gets me with a lot of these celebrities is they make these statements that they're not role models and this and third, and by no stretch of the imagination, you aren't. Like, your role model should be your parents or uncles or somebody like that's close to you, but naturally you are going to want to tailor certain things after these celebrities that you see. So at the end of the day, all of y'all are role models, whether you like it or not. It's kind of one of those things. You are drafted in it. Yeah, you got to deal with it. Yeah. So that's why I would kind of keep. That's why I'll kind of keep them separate. I don't see it being. They say it indefinitely. I don't see it being more than 25 games. If it is, I'm going to be shocked.
If it is, it's going to lead.
If it is, his lawyer's going to have a field day.
Because I think if it is, it shows that the NBA has favoritism. Because think about it, Ja is he's more in the limelight.
He's more of a headliner
than Draymond.
Yes.
So if Draymond's suspended more than what Ja is, that's just the NBA showing evident, like, look, we care about our money more.
Yeah. Which we all know that it goes back to money, as we said on the previous podcast. Yeah. We all know it all goes back to money. Now, I have a question for you because I read this on an article. How do you feel? We know all of them are grown men, but they are all grown men that is coached by a grown man.
Yeah.
Where do you put Steve Kerr in this situation?
In regards
to Draymond's antics, repeated, you say, habitual.
So for
antics.
For me, I have to, in order for me to answer that question honestly and fairly, I have to rope in Steph Curry.
True.
Because they are both the leaders of that team.
And sorry to cut you off, I do, just to say this little tidbit, I don't know if you saw it, but I do like what I think Stephen A said it.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, go ahead, sorry.
And it's not often that I agree with what Stephen A says, but in this instance, like, I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If this was LeBron James, if this happened on LeBron James' team, people would be pointing the finger at LeBron like, what are you doing?
They wouldn't even be talking about the coach.
Wouldn't be talking about the coach. And I honestly feel like it's fair to do the same thing for Steph.
Just same pedestal.
Because, same pedestal, you are the face of your organization.
Yes.
LeBron, typically wherever he goes, he's the face of the organization, even though with the Lakers, he doesn't want to be the face, but you are the face.
No, you got to deal with that one, bro.
And what are you doing as a leader? Like, are you calling him out like you would call out a rookie or call out a player of less status? And I'm not saying that all those things that we need to be privy to as fans or as spectators of the game, because as you know, a lot of things happen in the locker room.
Sure, true.
But there are instances where things need to be addressed right there immediately. Yeah. Now as a coach, I honestly put that same that's my same response in regards to Kerr, because at the end of the day, your job isn't to be their friend. Your job is to make sure that your team is winning games and you're putting your team in the best position to win games, whether that is from a mental standpoint, physical standpoint, or heck, an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody that is a cancer to the chemistry of your team, because let's keep it a being, like those antics, while in some areas that could really get the juices flowing for the team to be more aggressive, which I think that is more of Draymond's role. There are times where they can go overboard and it starts to become
because he is the energy of that team. He's the attitude of that team.
And as the head coach, you need to be able to tailor that, ring it in so that it's used most effectively for your team to do what they need to do, not for you to essentially be a selfish player. You do what you want to do, and now it's putting us in a bind. It's putting us in a bind, putting us in a disadvantaged situation. So that's what I think. I think Kerr and Stephen A. I think Kerr and Steph, if they haven't done it already, is they need to address it. Yeah. Or Kerr needs to figure out the best way to move Draymond from the team, but they just pay Draymond a buttload of money to resign.
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere, because even when we play sports, you have to have that catalyst on your team.
You do,
and like you say, but you have to be able to hone that, like and to do what you need to do, like set the trigger when needed. But when it's not needed, it's like, bro, we don't need that right now.
You can easily flip the switch on and off.
Yeah, so I think we'll see if it's gonna be 25 games or if it's gonna be more. But I agree with you on that. I don't see it being more than 25, and if it is, then we know where the cards may fall with that. On that note,